right, everybody, making sure you're all still good to record. We're here with the guy who's gained a very good reputation in the last 7 weeks, especially our quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. Go if you have questions for Fernando, we'll take them in the chat. We'll go ahead and get started with Jeff Ferrado from Cal Sports Report. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Fernando, congratulations on being selected to a bowl. Can you just give us your reaction? You knew it was going to happen, but now it's concrete. You knew who you're playing and the whole thing.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ferrado. Yeah, it's an honor. It is definitely an honor to be able to play in a bowl game. I know it means a lot for the program and to have our first bowl berth in a couple of years. So it just shows how our program is trending in the right direction. It's trending in the right direction, and we're only going to get better year by year. And it's great to be able to have the opportunity to go down to Shreveport, Louisiana, which I know the team is ecstatic about, to get to play a great team in Texas Tech in the Independence Bowl at Independence Stadium. And so I know it's a big deal for everyone over there in Shreveport, and it's a huge deal for us. So we're looking forward to going down to Shreveport and getting immersed in the culture and having a great time.
Okay, other opening round questions for Fernando. All right, we'll go to Thomas Dunn next. Go ahead, Thomas.
Good afternoon, Fernando. Congratulations on getting selected for the bowl. What was the environment like, both in the practice field and in the locker room, when you guys found out that you were selected to the Independence Bowl?
Thanks, Thomas. We found out right after our practice. We had practice today, and right as Coach Wilcox was making his closing remarks at practice and kind of huddling us all up, he told us that we were going to Shreveport, and a couple guys jumped up in excitement. So I know the team is very excited to go to a bowl game, be able to get these extra practices to not only get stronger, faster, more physical, but also to hone our skills. And it's essentially a little bit of a mini spring ball as we get an extra 5 to 10 practices. So I know it's essential to everyone's development, especially mine.
Okay, we'll go to Maria Coladova from Cal Rivals.
Hey, Fernando, apologies if I'm putting you on the spot again, but just following up, I asked you, I think, last week if you had come up with a new analogy. It was burn the boats, burn the forest, burn the city. Any updates on what you're burning?
Usually, I will give credit to the offensive staff coaches, especially Coach Plow. He's the one that kind of had that whole catchphrase. And just getting the opponent like an hour ago, we have not had anything yet, but I promise we'll have something there, because it is very important for us to, I know everyone's really ecstatic about this game, but we will have something in place soon. We literally just found out the opponent, but great question though.
Thanks.
That's his, he wants you to be on for his next press conference.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. He'll have it by then. We'll hold him to it. Anybody else with an opening round question for Fernando? Okay, we'll go back to Jeff Ferrado. Go ahead, Jeff.
Fernando, Justin just told us that the quarterbacks will be working with Tim Plow here in the interim with Jake gone. Can you just tell us about what he brings to that role and what your relationship with him is? I guess he's done some work with the QBs already.
Yeah, so first of all, I want to wish Coach Bavidal and his family the best. And I wish them the best of luck in Baylor. And Coach Plow has been, he's uber intelligent. As a coach, he's a guy who has helped me develop a lot, and so I give my credit to him. And sad to see him go to UC Davis, but it's best for him to be the head coach there. But it's an honor to work with him these next 2 weeks and have him take over for Coach Bavidal, which we are missing as well. So I will say that it is an honor to work with Coach Plow, as he is really intelligent and definitely going to help hone my game.
Has he done some of the play calling at this point at all or not? And do you expect that to be seamless on game day?
I believe that in the game it's more of a collective group with so far it's been like Coach Bav, Coach Plow, and Coach Blesh, as they're all essentially 3 chefs in the kitchen. They've all been OCs at a very high level, and so all I know is when I'm in the game, I see Coach Bav call it in his headset, and then I get the signal from the sideline. So, as far as I know.
And you and I talked about this several weeks ago, where you indicated that you're going to be at Cal for the long haul. Does Jake Spavital's departure in any way change that?
Coach Spavital is a great coach, and I mean he's been essential to my development. But I will say that has not wavered or changed my opinion on Cal. I'm a huge Coach Wilcox guy, so I'm staying here, especially for next year. So I'm really excited to win the ACC next year.
All right, thanks, Fernando.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Manuel Macedo from the Daily Count.
Good afternoon, Fernando. Congratulations again. You've got finals coming up.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of practice, a lot of film for sure. How do you kind of keep that balance these next few weeks as you prepare?
I think the great thing is that I'm going to be able to find more balance within this bowl week as we have an extra week to prepare. We have 2 weeks to prepare rather than 1 week. And last time we had 2 weeks to prepare, it was a USC game. And in that game, that was the game I felt most prepared for, having that extra bye week. So I can definitely see the same preparation, that schedule as I did for the USC game, for the Texas Tech game. And I will say finals are coming up, and I definitely need to study a lot for those. But Coach Wilcox has done a great job managing our schedule with lifts and practices for right now every other day, in which I have ample time to study. And yeah, I have a lot of time to study and a lot of time to get all that stuff done. So I think it's a great schedule.
Okay, we'll go back to Jeff Ferrado.
Fernando, I'm not sure you've had time to talk to your family yet, but I'm guessing that they're excited about the geography involved in this bowl game. Do you expect a big crew of Mendozas at the game?
Yeah, it's definitely that's one of the perks of going to Shreveport, is that it's closer to the Miami area. So I definitely will hopefully expect a lot of Mendozas to come out and support. I haven't really talked to my family on the logistics of that, but I know that they are planning to come out and can't wait to see them there.
Can you give us a sort of a big picture sense of how you feel about, in August you were the third string quarterback, and in 2 weeks you're going to be starting in a bowl game. Have you digested that, and what does that mean to you?
Now that we had this last week off and kind of got out of the way of all the ruckus and the storm of the season, especially with these last 3 tough games that we ended up winning, I will say that it has settled in for me, as I've kind of realized the position I am in now and how much it means, all my actions mean as a leader, as a player, and just as an example towards the younger players, and how I need to develop more in my game. So, I mean, I'm really taking my development seriously here. So I see myself growing every single game, every single practice. So that's something that I'm trying to, if anything, elevate so I get more development out of every game. But it has been a crazy journey, but I believe it's the start of a great journey. So I'm really excited everyone here has given me a chance and has believed in me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go back to Thomas Dunn.
Fernando, just in somewhat of a similar vein of what Jeff was asking, when you look at Fernando Mendoza, the person who stepped into the quarterback position in October, versus Fernando Mendoza, the man leading the California Golden Bears to a bowl game in December, what puts the biggest smile on your face from then to now?
The thing that puts the biggest smile on my face is back in October, we weren't sure how the season was going to go. Especially, I wasn't even sure how I was going to play. I was very confident in my play and my process. However, it puts a smile on my face to see that we have an opportunity at a winning season and to win the bowl game. As the bowl game's all great, and going to the Independence Bowl, I know it means a lot for everybody, but the main goal of going to Shreveport is to win. Fun is a side dish, but the main course is to win. So that's something that we're focused on, and it really means a lot for me to be able to be the quarterback of a team with a winning record at the Power 5 level. So I think that's the biggest thing that puts a smile on my face and that makes the team happy as well. So just to see how I've developed through those games, had a lot of learning experiences, but also have had a lot of triumphs. So I'm really excited just to see how my journey goes.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Ryan Sheehan from the Daily Count.
Yeah, Fernando, you mentioned you have some extra time to prepare for this game. What are some things that you're looking to do to develop in your game in these next couple of weeks?
So throughout these, we've had 2 practices so far, and we have a couple more practices next week, and I'm sure it's going to ramp up the game, the week of the bowl game. However, throughout these practices and the practices coming up, we're really kind of simplifying the offense and going back to the basics. And this is a time to kind of go back and act like I'm learning the offense from day one, in a sense, to then be able to master it. There's a story about Tom Brady, how he always took notes and always acted as if he was learning the offense for the first time. So that's an opportunity I have now to get everything kind of sorted away. And I was kind of thrown into the picture in, I believe it was week 6 against Oregon State, where we were already doing very complex game planning stuff. But now I have the opportunity to go back and build a foundation on the basis of the offense and the basis and the base plays that we run.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go back to Jeff Fernando.
Wondering what final exams you have coming up next week and how you're going to juggle all you have to do to get those in. Are you going to have to reschedule any of them to take them remotely or anything, or how's that going to work?
I believe that the players that do have final exams that week, I believe we get there Wednesday, are going to take it with a proctor there at Shreveport. So I know some of my teammates have online exams, which will work out in their favor. However, I do have a couple written exams, including UGBA 175, which is a business law class taught by my professor, Professor Ross. He's a great guy. So,
Is that something you'll do before you leave?
I believe that's actually something that I do take that Friday before the game Saturday. So, I mean, I have plenty of time to prepare, and he's a great professor, so I've already been preparing throughout the entire semester. I'm not one of those guys that crams it in the last 2 days. So there's not much more preparing to be done.
The day before the game doesn't seem entirely ideal.
Doesn't seem ideal, but I mean, I've had worse. I've had midterms before. I had 2 midterms before the game of the Oregon State game. So I took a online midterm the night before the Oregon State game. So I've done it before, and it's fine. It's just the life of a student athlete, especially at such a high academic school such as UC Berkeley. So I mean, you gotta balance it both, and it has the best of both worlds.
So you would have a topic you'd have to write on, and you'd have to do it in a particular time frame with the proctor there at the hotel on Friday?
Yes, I believe if anything's the same as taking the test at UC Berkeley, is just at a different location, hence the circumstances, and all the professors that throughout the team, they've already approved this. So, but no, we're gonna get proctored, and it's gonna just be at the side of the hotel. So same as taking the test here, but it's just proctored at the hotel.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Maria Koladova with Rivals.
Hey, also, Mia, just so you know, you sent that to me in a direct message and not to Kyle. Okay. Anyway, Fernando, just to go back to the game quickly, I know there's a little bit more time between this last game that you had and the bowl game compared to the regular season games. How are you as a leader on the team going to make sure that, you guys are keeping that momentum and are kind of keeping energized and are going to peak by the time of the bowl game?
I will tell you, today in practice, we had a shells practice, which means shoulder pads, helmets, and shorts, which we usually do. And although we are 2 weeks out from the game, it is extremely competitive. It is extremely competitive. Players from offense, defense, we're going against each other like we're going against the Texas Tech defense, and they're going against us like we're the Texas Tech offense. I know everyone's getting into it. The coach is getting into it in a really good competitive environment where everyone's getting better. You can see the development and growth of the young guys, and you can also see the development of the growth of the old guys and the veterans. No veteran is taking a play off. Everyone's playing at a super high level, and so I will say that's the great thing about this culture is everyone's extremely competitive, and you can just see that throughout the practices that we've had so far.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll go to Mia Wachtel from the Daily Cal.
Hey, just wanted to ask, I know that kickoff is at like 9:15 p.m., something like that. How is that going to affect the team, how late kickoff is?
So sorry, Mia, can you repeat the question one more time?
Yeah, so the game is pretty late, and you guys haven't had a game that late this season. Is that going to have any impact on the team or your preparation or anything like that?
I think just because it's late doesn't really change a lot. I mean, we've played a lot of night games, including our last game, UCLA. But I will say that it'll definitely shift our game day schedule, which means we'll have a later wake up time and a later breakfast. But it's all the same schedule. It'll just get shifted back an hour. And being there a couple days, I know that the coaches and the support staff know how to handle all that scheduling really well and really effectively. So the team has confidence in that. And if anything, the team is a little more excited to play a night game because it's going to be, I believe, 5 p.m. Pacific time. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I will say that I believe night games are always a tad funner. Although all games are very fun, sometimes night games are the prime time slot, and so the lights are brighter then.
And I'm not sure how long the team is staying in Louisiana, but what are you guys planning on doing for fun after the game?
Like you said, it's a pretty late game, so I don't know what time the game's going to end. Hopefully we have time to do something, whether it's getting immersed in the culture, whether it's eating Cajun food, or kind of just doing all the fun activities they have in Shreveport, which I'm not entirely aware of yet, because I'm sure that I know they have a lot of fun activities and events. I just haven't really been informed and haven't researched that yet, but I know there's a lot of things to do in Shreveport, so I know the team is very excited to be there and essentially spend a couple days there and then win this bowl game.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think we'll
Thanks.
wrap up if everybody's good with Fernando, and we'll have one more player. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.